Rob,
Good morning, Rhonda.
how are you today?
Good.
Good. Okay. Well, today's Wednesday, middle of the week.
Yep.
We are quite busy. There's Taranaki after coming up, but also we are now a very busy season with all the weddings coming up. So I'm going to do some rings today. What do you have on your workbench?
I've got an engagement wedding ring and a eternity ring to do today. Okay. So 3.
Nice. Okay, let's do that. And topic related, I have a few questions today. I got asked quite a few times now in relation to wedding bands, how to choose the right metals. And also I got asked more about running classes. Actually, people make their own bands. So I would like to talk about that and get started.
Yeah, well, the metal is a really interesting one because of the hardness of the different materials.
Okay, let's talk about that in a second.
Yep.
And jump behind the workbench.
Yep.
Well, rings, wedding bands. I had a few clients that were asking me, especially the wedders, the male wedding bands, if they can have it in steel. Because they actually want to go away from the stock standard gold look, and I feel like a lot of young people, like more of the grayish look, more of the dark look, like a grey silvery look. I'm always trying to get them into 9-carat white gold in that case, but steel in general, I'm not a fan of. I can't work with it, and plus, if anything happens, I guess it's harder to cut off.
Yeah, it's it can be a little bit unfriendly to your skin as well.
Yeah. Wow. Do you mean about this little green discoloration people find sometimes underneath their finger?
Yeah.
Do you see this also happened to another client with red gold, rose gold, 9-carat?
Yeah.
But I was reading up, it's actually also down to a medication, like some supplements you're taking, because your skin is a breathing, living, it's an organ. So you are from sweat, from your daily activities and all of that, you get an accumulation of all of those oils building up underneath a very tight ring. So then you can get that as well.
Yeah, over the years I've seen lots of different allergies and things from different materials and things. It's just that sometimes it's a very personal thing. It's just the individual. It's not just generally everybody that has these problems. So,
yeah. Wood was another one. There's a lot of alternative materials out there, especially if you have a look on Instagram. And wooden rings. Now I remember years and years ago, I did a driftwood pendant for a lady. That was pretty cool, it was a sapphire. And then I also did an ebony ring. And you had some experiments with some ebony. And when we tried making a wedged ring design with Remu and with ebony in the middle, we got faced with 2 problems, right? One was grain, it's like the end grain and running with the grain when you cut, but it also splinters. So here, as with a metal, we can always melt down and repair, right? And we can add something to it. But with wood, once it's splintered, I can add glue and anything, but that's it.
Yeah, it's generally very soft to work with and not ideal.
Yeah, and sizing, right? Like how are you going to size it?
Exactly.
Second, you have no chance.
Yeah, it looks good, but it's not practical to wear.
Yeah.
And we've found out the hard way over the years,
Yeah, it's still cool. Like I would still like to add some kind of more organic material to some designs. I have some experiments.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, shell. I don't know. Can you wedge shell in the middle? Does that be?
It has been done, but once again, it doesn't last very long. It wears out. You know, we've tried shell, we've tried even iron sand and rings, and the only real way to hold it in is use vitreous enamels in conjunction with the material. But mainly minerals like sand and things like that you can do it with, but not shell because it just burns.
Yeah, and what about the 9 carat and 18 carat big questions? Like our clients, why does a decision related to their budget, of course? 18 carat is more expensive. You have a higher percentage of pure gold in the alloy, and 9 carat obviously is lower, it's 37%. But in regards to wearability,
one's a lot harder than the other, but it's really the look. If you want a nice yellow look, 18 carat looks a lot nicer than 9 carat. But in saying that, you know, the modern gold alloys these days are very nice, and they're made to look good, you know. Yeah. Like this, for example, this is 9 carat yellow, and it looks a bit dull like this, but once it's polished, you know, it looks really awesome.
Yeah. I was reading up that in England, like during the Second World War, the assay office there allowed, that was kind of limited as resources and gold and everything. Times were tough, you know. They actually had some regulations regarding wedding bands. It was a 3-gram weight in wedding bands, and it got stamped 9 carat. So they introduced the 9 carat alloy in England. Before then, traditionally, a wedding band was 20 carat. So, I mean, this is super soft. It scratches easily, more easily than 9 carat. It's not as hard and hard wearing. There is a lot of, for example, in Germany, there's a lot of, 10 carat and 14 carats. That you can find, the stamps inside of the ring band. It's not allowed to sell or trade rings, jewellery in general, in lots of European countries if they're not stamped. So if it's gold or even sterling silver, you need to have a stamp inside. So I see a lot of males or like people that are bringing in their old jewellery from their family members to be melted down. I see, and if it's 14 carat, it's often more of the, the Central European countries and the Northern European. That's then when it goes into a higher carat, like the old traditional jewellery bands.
Yeah, there's a bit of a English thing to, the 18 carat, 9 carat.
Yeah.
And 22 carat was a standard that was around a lot back in the turn of the century as well. It was, 22 was very popular, and they used to make these very heavy D-shaped profile wedding bands out of them, and they'd last for years.
Interesting. Also, the way they actually wear it, like which finger. It is the left hand for an engagement ring. I can just,
Traditionally, yes.
Traditionally, it was like the left hand. This is like Switzerland, Germany, Eastern European countries, and then you get a wedding band. Often it's been with the recycled engagement ring. So as an engagement ring, you might have a plain band with 1 diamond, or even no diamond. That's accepted as well. And then you swap it over to the right hand. So you just either have 1 ring, or you wear 2 bands. It is traditionally here you wear 2 rings slotted together, which was actually an invention by a jeweler. So that's kind of your having two rings joined together.
Well, that's what this is. It's going to be 3 rings that are all joining into each other and all fitting together like that.
Oh, nice. Oh, this is was called a promise ring. What was the other one? Wedding band, and then the engagement ring.
Yeah, so all these 3 are going to be all
interlocked,
and they're going to have flowers and things all over it. Yeah.
Really, in the medieval times, there was a puzzle ring. Now, have you heard about this?
Yeah.
So it was very complicated to place together. That if the woman takes it off, it is nearly impossible to not recognize that it has been taken off. So the husband knew that she removed her ring.
Yeah. The smart woman would know how to put it back together.
But just get it joined by a jeweller.
Yeah, well, I have actually joined them because people have brought them in and they can be very difficult to get back together sometimes. They're hopeless. Yeah.
What's the oldest piece you ever worked on? Like within regards to, a very old traditional ring somebody bought in?
Oh, probably some of the old English pieces that were brought to New Zealand. Probably on the sailing ship days, they were, brought over from England and, they were very nice pieces, some of them, because some of those people were quite wealthy that come. Some are very poor, of course, but some of them were quite wealthy and they brought all their jewellery with them to start their new life.
So the alloys that we are getting, really, from Moss & Watson in Auckland, will all be pieces partly recycled from these times, like from those old pieces of jewellery that came into New Zealand from the first boats and the first arrivals, really. Still, plus mined gold, fresh gold, and...
Yeah, but there's a lot of gold mined in New Zealand too, remember that a lot of people come for the gold rush in Central Otago back in the early days, and a lot of gold come out of there. And there was a lot of jewellery made using greenstone as well with gold. Yeah.
We have a gold mine in Taranaki, didn't we? Wasn't there like a test or someone tried to have a look for gold?
They looked for gold in the Kaiteki Ranges and possibly on Mount Egmont too. But commercial amounts weren't found. In fact, when I was a kid, I went up there looking for gold.
Did you?
Yeah. All I found was a bit of pyrites.
Pyrite, you got very excited about it.
Fool's gold, yeah, that's probably what the early settlers found as well.
Yeah.
Plenty of it. Yeah. But there's a mine up there. It's part of a walking trail and people can go and have a look. There's quite a big tunnel that goes into the side of the hill, and apparently there are a lot of tunnels in the Kaiteki Ranges that are sort of tucked in places that very few people know they're there. And someone warned me once that they could be quite dangerous.
I didn't know that there were tunnels still.
Sorry?
I didn't know that there were still tunnels, actual.
Yeah.
Your gold.
What's that?
Your gold mines.
Yeah, as well. It's
What about
always
river
a bit
gold?
of fun.
What about river gold? That's
Not in Taranaki because of the there was some talk of some up North Taranaki and one of the creek beds up there that they've found gold. It's part of an alluvial old riverbed that existed, and there's some gold found up there, but not really in commercial quantities. It's mainly on the around Central Otago and down around Thames and the Coromandel.
Yeah, I remember I went to the when I came to New Zealand, that was 14 years ago. I went to the gold stamper mine, gold standard battery.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
called
yeah,
something,
yeah.
Coromandel.
Yeah, yeah.
That was pretty cool. So they're taking, or they used to take the gravel, the stones from the river, and extract them with the help of, obviously, got big stamper batteries and mercury. Extracted it, but they actually lost a lot of the gold in the process, so they'll been flushed down river.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that was an interesting tour. I don't think it's operated still.
I think the gold there is actually embedded in the quartz rather than in Central Otago. They used to find nuggets, you know, like and some of them they'd find them, you know, the size of your hand. Whereas the quartz, I think, over the east coast, North Island, is more embedded in the quartz, and that's why they have this process of stamping and crushing the quartz to extract the gold. But there's a lot of it, and there's a bit of controversy over the mining over there. They want to open up more areas, and conservation are saying no.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, it's an interesting subject.
Well, how invasive is the process these days? So
Well, if you look at the mine in Waihi, there's a huge hole in the ground. And it's very concentrated, so it takes up quite a big area. You wouldn't like the things all over the place. It looks hideous.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. The other part is tooth gold. There's another thing, right? So tooth gold, which carat is tooth gold? Like people get as in
usually high carat, like around 20 or 22 carat.
Yeah.
Someone brought in some once that was come from Waihi. It even had the Waihi stickers all over the packet it come in.
Yeah.
And I made a ring out of it.
Yeah, because the
guy was a dentist, so obviously he had the gold and wanted to do something with it. So I made him a wedding ring out of it.
Yeah.
And it went well, you know. The gold was good. It melted easily.
Yeah.
There were no issues with it. So.
Do you alloy it down with copper and silver?
I think I did. I think I might have made it to 18 carat.
Yeah.
By, you know, just weighing it and putting copper and silver with it, you know, to harden it up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how it went.
Yeah.
Yeah, but worked out really nice.
Yeah, the last wedding band class we did.
Yeah.
It's interesting. We added white gold to the mix, and so they had a white gold band with a setting and everything attached, a bit of chain, yellow gold, 14 carat.
That's right, yeah.
And the metal during the process looked kind of more on the white spectrum, but like once it was polished, it had this nice, really soft, velvety, soft glow of gold.
Yeah, that was interesting. That not what you'd expect.
No.
So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Now with the arts trial, Rob, I don't know if I taught you about our calendar. You know, I put everything on there. It's filling up. On the Friday, the 3rd of November, we are having a wedding ring demonstration, free of charge for 1 hour.
Yeah.
For 5 people, so they can contact us to book in. It's during the Taranaki Arts Trial. It's the second weekend, so on Friday at 11 a.m. And then we have the same day at 3 p.m. another one for 1 hour. So it's going to be full on Friday. So
we're just going to sit down and make a wedding ring?
Everything. I always thought we actually melt down the metal with them. So they watch. Yeah. So we melt it down, we roll it out, and we're gonna form the band, join it, so go through the whole process, and we have 1 hour, easy.
Just right? Like as we would with a class, but
But just redo
we'll
it.
just quickly.
Yeah. So instead of having it 3.5 hours, we just do it in one.
Yep, that'll be great.
Yeah, should be good. So I'm gonna put the link up at the bottom, and I'm gonna create some Facebook events for it, so people can contact us to book in. Yeah. Otherwise, it's filling up. I'm really happy that after all this COVID and everything, it's people are getting married again. All the events
starting to come back.
happening, and
life as we knew it's coming back.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of last minute wedding bands that has its pros and cons. I think one couple that I had, they were super organized. It was like nearly a year out. They got their wedding bands made, and I went through the whole process as I usually, as we do, with them taking the ring size, throwing them through the metal, measuring everything, the right width, creating. They picked it up, and I taught them just before, 2 weeks before the wedding, to come in, and then I can polish her engagement ring as well, and just give it a little another polish, because they do tarnish, even if you leave it in a box. Metals does oxidize, so it does actually react, especially if you're the bit of pedal panic there.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Yeah.
But then what happened? They came in and it didn't fit anymore.
Yeah, that's right. That can happen. Yeah,
it was a whole year out, and so I had to size it, and I'm glad they did come in.
Yeah, that's right. That lot can happen in a year with a finger,
Yeah, and this
just
is
an injury or
totally
anything.
Or you put on weight, you lose weight, all stress related. All the cake trial testing for the wedding cake. The catering. Gatherings.
Yeah.
The other one was a really last minute one. Now this set me into a panic because it was last minute, and then I'm just really worried that something goes wrong. Like I can't get the metals in time. There's a whole group of people involved in the making. There's the refinery. If it's a cast or anything, we're getting the parts in. We're ordering the stones. The stones have to arrive sometimes from overseas, and
panic.
Yes, and sometimes I just wake up and think, oh God, 2 days left, 3 days left.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so far, so good. Was there any story wedding related that you had, where you had to do like a last second delivery, or you actually had to go to the venue to deliver the rings?
No. We usually get it over the line. Yeah. People are pretty good. They get prepared pretty well for weddings, and engagement rings. Sometimes they want maybe just something to give to someone.
Yeah.
On the day, and then they come back and get the real McCoy done, which is a good idea, because then everybody can have an input into it rather than just one person, and you get a better result that way, I think.
Yeah, and then you can always melt it down again as well, like as your taste changes over the year, or over the years, and you decide you might want to add some stones, or you actually want a different design. You can always melt it down again, start again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good thing about jewellery. You can, if it's got good bones, like good stones and gold and things like that, you can recycle it.
Yeah.
Remake it without any problems.
Yeah. I really enjoy the flush set diamonds in the wedding bands. I think that's the added sparkle, but I just know as a jeweler that it's be super hard wearing and it lasts
Yeah.
way longer than a corset stone.
Yeah.
People do catch somewhere over the years, start pulling the claws, not gonna get it checked, and then whoops,
Out it
diamond
comes,
lost.
yeah. And that does happen, you know. It's just, people are always getting repairs done on jewellery for a lot of reasons. Damage or wear. And mainly, a lot of people don't wear the jewellery as it should be, you know. Like they wear it in the garden or concreting or mountain climbing or, you know.
Just hanging in there, just somewhere on the cliff, just on the edge of the ring.
Yeah. Yeah, so, you know.
Oh my God, injuries. Now, yesterday I had to cut a lady's ring off her finger. She had a fall, poor lady, and she was all in plaster and everything. And her wedding band, obviously, as the finger swelled, got stuck. So
yeah,
I have cut it off, and that's one thing I need to do today as well. I need to rejoin that band. And just check the edges, because the other thing is, over the years, and she would have had that for probably 40-50 years, this band, and I noticed that on the edge it wears really sharp.
Yeah.
So it does wear. It's not just because it's gold, it means it's going to be even platinum. Like everything is wearing. Like nothing actually lasts forever.
Yeah. Some metals do last better than others, like titanium and stainless steel. Imagine if that ring had been stainless steel and you're trying to cut it off.
Yeah, no, it's a disaster. Same as titanium. It's like not, you can't join it. No. Platinum is a good option on the hardness scale. That's
it's very malleable, but surface hard.
Yeah.
So it lasts well.
Yeah, and it's just about inert. So it's from the side of the elements. It's not. It doesn't really oxidize as much.
No.
Like copper. I'm really a fan of copper. I know you're not, but I quite like copper is also being one of the really old metals that has been used in jewelry making or in general metal crafts, and it ages well. It takes on a brownish kind of tint, which I don't mind, but the more you heat it, the more it actually oxidizes. And you can always bring it back within repolishing it and texturing it. But yeah, copper and sterling silver, they are really easily to join and to work with.
Well, that chain you made not so long ago, that looked really good.
Yeah.
It was copper and stainless, but look.
Sterling silver.
Sterling silver,
sterling silver and copper. Yeah, that was a nice.
And I'd say the more it's worn, the better it'll look, you know. It'll take on that, both metals will take on that soft texture. And so they kind of work together very well.
Yeah, we have a few pieces. It's still in there. How long do you give a piece before you chuck it? Like before you recycle it? Actually, that hasn't sold, because in our studio we have, I think, a few pieces there, about 6-7 years old.
Yeah. It's funny because sometimes you make a piece and it sells that day.
Yeah.
And other times you make a piece and it doesn't sell for a year or more. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, someone will want two of them.
Someone want two, yeah.
So it's really odd.
Yeah.
But
isn't these days, you know, with social media and being quite exposed to obviously the outside world, where we are super tucked away up on Surrey Hill Road, nobody really knows that we are here, apart from obviously the people that do follow us, or that are our older clients.
Yeah.
Tourists now are starting to come in as well, which is great, but not the past 2 years.
We've been here for a while though, you know, like we've got a a clientele that regulars, and even international regular clientele that come back when they're in New Zealand
Yeah.
to visit us, and stay in touch with us throughout the year and want little things done, and we send them over to them. And
yeah, I can't wait for summer.
Nor can I.
Yeah, it's been so, I don't know, slightly depressing with the weather, and
Yeah,
I guess also our visitors. Well, it's very moody, and the mountain looks great, and we got lots of snow this year. But yeah, it's pretty cold, so
yeah, no,
bring on summer.
Yeah, I think the annual tropical holiday is always good. You know?
Yeah, and for the brides as well.
Yeah,
Imagine
for the break.
that if you plan a wedding, if you don't have a bad weather option, I think you just add to all the nervous times before wedding.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you get married in end of January, February, which seems to be the time, people pretty much get it right. You know, the weather's warm and settled, and
yeah. But then also for the wedding pictures, it's actually better to have an overcast day, or
true.
like having this time not to be in full sun.
Yeah, that's true.
Photographer once told me it throws too many shadows on your face. If it's bright sun, you want either that magic light right before the sunset.
Yeah, that's ideal.
Or, yeah.
I think a lot of photographers do that. You know, they wait till the light's right and do the photo shoot rather than do it in accordance with the way the wedding's rolling out. The photos are done when the light's right.
Yeah.
It's all part of the thing, the photographer and the jeweller and the caterers, and yeah, it's all fits together.
Yeah, so it's something new, something blue, something borrowed.
Something borrowed, yeah. We've done that before as well, with people have borrowed things.
Yeah, something blue, that's always easy. So blue stones, what we've got here, sapphires.
Sapphires, tourmalines.
Yeah, aquamarines, a little bit soft. Not
blue pearls.
Blue opals.
Yeah.
The tanzanite, topaz, spectrolite, prehnite. Jade can be blue.
There's a lot of nights in there.
There's also nights.
Kyanite.
Kyanite, yes. Yep.
A lot of people probably haven't heard of these names of stones.
Well, it's either you do actually have some, you do some research before you buy a ring for someone you love, or people just go within for looks and sparkle. Price, of course,
yeah,
biggie, and then the rest has been done via the media. So diamonds.
Oh, exactly.
The sapphire, blue sapphire. Well, I think it's been guided by the jewels as well. I mean, working with corundums or sapphires, rubies, and then also diamonds, it's just so easy. Hard to break. You can heat them. They are forgiving.
Absolutely, yeah.
If you slip, you can go over the sandpaper. Different story if you have a tourmaline, or if you have an emerald, natural emerald. That's just the next thing. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Setting a 6 carat natural emerald.
Oh my God, sweating.
Not for the faint-hearted.
No, get a hernia before. It's holding your breath and
something you don't look forward to when you're a jeweller.
No. No, but then if they do break, it's actually really pretty. It's like you're having like a toffee apple.
Yeah,
you know how there's the
pretty.
crack. Yeah, it's very pretty and the
very
microscope.
expensive.
But it's very satisfying as well. Like something you worked on for 3 hours and then you crush it out with your with your setting tool.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I'll just continue. I think I need to do some soldering here, and right at the end of the day, I should actually add some pictures of what we actually did fabricate today.
I'm just making a dog tag here as well for a friend of mine.
A dog tag.
Yeah, that's a little.
Oh, pretty.
And I put a little note on the bottom.
Yeah.
He's a good friend, and this is a standing joke we've got going. So I've just written a little thing on the bottom.
Did you write that on there?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really read that. But
he'll be able to read it.
Okay,
he'll know exactly what it means.
Okay, I will take a picture.
Yeah.
And I have a Bauhaus, another Bauhaus ring. Something I've seen on the Berlin Instagram page the other day about Cafe Moscow. People who are living in Berlin or have visited Berlin will know that. And I just love the repetitiveness of patterns, as you know.
Yeah.
And the whole Bauhaus style, and also the Eastern
that's awesome.
German architecture.
Yeah, nice.
So that's going to be the setting, and then this I need to solder this on there, and then
wonderful.
I might set some stones. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to decide.
That's for the arch tray.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Cool. Well, continue.
Right.